Have you ever wanted to fly to the gates of the Arctic? Us too. Northern Alaska Tour Company is gonna take us an hour and a half into the Arctic Circle. We're gonna land in Coldfoot, and then we're going to touch down, spend an hour up in the Arctic Circle, and then we're gonna fly into the gates of the Arctic. Ask me if I'm nervous. You know it. Yes, please.
This is going to the gates of the Arctic, and we are actually going to do something a little different today because everyone's here early. Thank you. So I can show you on the map. We're here in Fairbanks, and we are first flying to Coldfoot. That's 60 miles north of the Arctic Circle, just outside gates of the Arctic National Park. All of these different colored areas are public lands, so National Park, National Forest, Bureau of Land Management. There's more public land in Alaska than all of the other states combined.
You get a meal for $13 if you want to. So we're gonna fill this out so we have something to eat on the plane, because we're supposed to leave at 6 and we're not getting back until midnight, so I can't not eat for 6 hours. It's time. Talk about nervous. Heart is in my throat. This man's still trying to get his coat on.
The planes we're flying in, they're a Piper Navajo Chieftain. That's a twin-engine 8-passenger plane. Every seat's a window seat, so there's not a bad seat in the house. The pilot may assign seats based on weight and balance. We won't know that until we get out to the airplane. There's going to be a headset, going to cut down on the wind and engine noise, also allow you to listen to the pilot. And there's also going to be a laminated route map in the seat pocket in front of you that you can kind of see where we're flying on the way up. They will take you to the Interagency Visitor Center. So that will be your bathroom pit stop. You won't have a lot of time there, but you'll be able to check it out and get your stamp. National Park stampers. We will make that pit stop first and then get back onto the plane for the 1-hour flight scene portion into the gates. We're going to land in Coldfoot. The boundary of the park is kind of the top of the ridge line there, so you'll be kind of peering in as we're coming in. But we'll first do our break, hit the visitor center, get back on the plane, and then we'll fly back.
So where you've just landed, we're in Coldfoot, Alaska. Permanent resident population here is 2, because Coldfoot is very remote and very isolated and pretty difficult to build a permanent life here.
Thank you, my dear. We're back on the ground. That was a little, woo. It was a little choppy, but you know what? We made it. I concentrated on my breathing. I took my Dramamine, which I highly suggest. Look how beautiful.
Only 2% of visitors to Alaska made it north of the Arctic Circle, and most of those visit just to the Arctic Circle sign. Gates of the Arctic National Park is the least visited national park in the United States, so good for you guys. And it's also the second largest. So you guys are going to get to see a whole lot of it tonight on your flight, but even that, you won't be seeing the whole park because it's just so incredibly vast.
Thanks for all the help.
Look at this big boy. All right, we're doing a run through because you got 20 minutes here. That's all you get. Get your stamp, get your badge, get your pictures, get everything you need. It took about 45 minutes to get to the Arctic Circle and then another 15 minutes to get to Coldfoot. And now we've got 20 minutes. Didn't expect him around the corner. You look scary. Now let's go see if we can find the patch. Since we are at the less visited national park in the United States. Do they have the patch? They have pins. Oh, here we go. We got it. Look at this rush. You got 20 minutes. Hurry. Here it is. This is how big Alaska is. It's huge. So no, you are not going to see it all. It's like trying to see the whole Midwest. It's not happening, people. Not happening.
This is it.
We're going to sign the guest book.
Last stop.
Look for Miles with McConkey. We're on it. So we got our lunch, stopped here. We did a little 20-minute of the National Park Visitor Center, which is absolutely adorable. We can check this one off our list. There is a restroom here. It was a restroom break. Let's see if we can hopefully last 2 hours. It's sad if I can't, but you know, I'm a sad person, so I'm a little bummed that there's no, oh, there's the sign. Okay, I'm a little idiot. Look alive, Joel. Look alive. So we're gonna get back on the plane. We're gonna do flying into the gates of the Arctic and do all that flyover and then go from there straight back. I'm anticipating a 2-hour flight.
It is a wilderness park, which means that there's no roads or trails going into the park. So the only ways that you can visit Gates of the Arctic National Park are by air, like you guys are doing, or by hiking in, kayaking in, some other human-powered means.
All right, so we took off about 8:30 from Coldfoot, and then we flew into the Gates of Arctic for about an hour. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Wow!
place.
Was it everything you wanted? Because you were really nervous.
It was. I was
Good.
scared to death that it wasn't to be, but yeah. I mean, the fact that we got to fly over the park and actually see it, we got to go
Yeah.
in the visitor center. That was cool. It's just surreal. I mean,
So not many people
unbelievable.
get to go to the visitor center. I think that was a special ordeal because the 6 of us that were on the plane were national park people.
Yeah.
So they let us go to the visitor center. That's not a normal thing. So
Normally go to the truckers camp, which is
Yeah.
still cool.
we've landed. We left Coldfoot about 8:30. About 9:30 said we were leaving, and it is exactly 10:33 on the land. It was another happy landing. My lungs have taken a beating in that plane. All right, so I hope you liked this adventure. It was amazing. Subscribe, like, and come along for our next one. See you next time.